Hello friends, and welcome to e-classroom of Ahmednagar College Junior Wing. Today again we are going to study our interesting subject, that is bookkeeping and accountancy. In that we have already studied so many chapters of accountancy. Since from the first chapter, that is introduction, then final accounts, admission, and not-for-profit concerns, and so many other chapters. This chapter is related with final accounts. As we all know that when we record all the business transactions related with finance or money in the books of accounts, we always analyze those records or always analyze the transactions, which we call it as an accountants. Okay, what do you mean by analyzing? Analysis of those records means to prepare final accounts from that record. Final accounts in the sense trading account, profit and loss account, balance sheet, and so many other statements related with financial statements. Okay, from those financial statements or final accounts, we get various types of statistics, or we can say information about business, financial information about business, such as profit of the business or maybe loss of the business, assets of business, liabilities, debtors, creditors, profitability, sales, income, and so many other activities of the business which we can know with the help of financial statements. But if we just prepare final accounts and keep it in front of the owners or board of directors or office bearers, is it possible to make all the analysis or to get all the solutions or to get answer of all the questions arise in the mind of the board of directors or maybe by in the mind of owner? No, will not get all the answers of the questions. For that, analysis of financial statement is necessary. मित्रांनो, आपण इथं अनालिसिस ऑफ फायनान्शियल स्टेटमेंट, अनालिसिस म्हणजे काय? फायनान्शियल स्टेटमेंट्स म्हणजेच आर्थिक पत्रकांची जी काही आपण म्हणतो त्याला विश्लेषण आहे, हे असं विश्लेषण आपण इथं करतोय. आणि हे विश्लेषण आपल्याला कसं करायचंय, कुठल्या कुठल्या प्रकारे करायचंय, कुठल्या फायनान्शियल स्टेटमेंटचं विश्लेषण करायचं इथं आपण शिकत आहोत. आणि विश्लेषण कशासाठी करायचं? आपल्याला फक्त फायनल अकाउंट्स असे समोर ठेवलेत, ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट असेल, प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट असेल, बॅलन्स शीट असेल, त्याच्यातनं आपल्याला सगळी काही माहिती मिळणं शक्य होत नाही. जे काही पुढचे निर्णय घ्यायचे आहेत, ज्या काही पुढच्या पॉलिसीज फ्रेम आउट करायच्यात, या सगळ्यांविषयी निर्णय आपल्याला इथं घेणं अवघड जातं. दॅट इज वाय ॲनालिसिस ऑफ फायनान्शियल स्टेटमेंट्स, ॲनालिसिस करणं म्हणजे विश्लेषण करणं हे अतिशय महत्वाचं असतं. मग विश्लेषण करणं म्हणजे काय नेमकं? आपण याआधी पाहिलेलं आहे. विश्लेषण करणं म्हणजे टू सिस्टमॅटिकली find out the results, to compare the statements, to arrange the statements in a systematic manner, to get out the statistics, proper statistics from that record. है का नाही? विश्लेषण आपण वेगवेगळ्या प्रकारे करतो. And that is what we have to do here in analysis of financial statements. In last lecture, we have studied about analysis of balance sheet, that is with the help of sources of funds and application of funds. You can see the format of balance sheet. We have already seen it and studied it in last lecture. Sources of funds, In that we put down our liability side. It contains owners fund, shares fund, shareholders funds, share capital, reserves and surplus, net worth, borrowed funds, bank loan, debentures, and we get total funds available from that balance sheet. That means liability side of that balance. Then application of funds means utilization of funds. Again, we have to put over our balance sheet asset side here in application of funds, because we utilize whatever funds are raised. We utilize those funds for acquiring fixed assets such as land, building, plant and machinery. You can see here applications of funds: land and building, plant and machinery, furniture, vehicle. Again, somewhere we invest our money, whether it may be in a bank or in a company or somewhere in a government, bonds, or anywhere. Then working capital, current assets minus current liabilities. We have already studied the debtors, bills receivables, prepaid expenses and advances. All these items we took in application of funds. Then we get here total of those assets, total of current assets. We call it as quick assets plus non-quick assets. We deduct some current liabilities from that, such as quick liabilities. It contains creditors, outside expenses, bills payable, total current liability, non-quick liability, bank overdraft. And working capital means current assets minus current liabilities, and we get total funds employed or applied here. For that, we have already seen this example, or we have studied this example. We have converted this balance sheet into vertical balance sheet. That means balance sheet into sources of funds and application of funds. We have already studied it. So we shall proceed now for next our part, that is income statement. What is income statement? It is just a profit and loss account, need to be arranged in vertical format, which is suitable for further analysis. I just told you right now that mere putting the statements, financial statements in front of us, in front of board of directors, would not get all the answers from those statements. We have to arrange it in a proper manner. We have to analyze those statements, and after that we can get the real results, or whatever they need, whatever information is required for further decisions. We get it after analysis of those statements. So at first we have analyzed balance sheets in the form of vertical balance sheet, that is sources of funds and application of funds. Here we have to analyze profit and loss account. We call it as income statement. So profit and loss account need to be arranged in vertical format. The profit and loss account कसं असतं बघा, आपण माहित आहे लेफ्ट हँड साइड आणि राईट हँड साइड आहे का नाही, डेबिट साइड क्रेडिट साइड, हे आपल्याला माहित आहे का नाही. मग डेबिट साइडला आपण काय करतो, सगळे एक्सपेन्सेस मांडतो. क्रेडिट साइडला सगळे इन्कम मांडतो आपण, त्याच्यातून आपल्याला ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मिळतं. वी गेट ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट फ्रॉम प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट. After deducting indirect expenses from gross profit, we get net profit from income and profit and loss account. पण इथं आपल्याला काय करायचं आहे, वी हॅव टू अरेंज दिस प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट इन a vertical manner, vertical format, and it is also called as vertical income statement. We can see a specimen of that vertical statement of income in our screen. We can see here we have already seen profit and loss account, okay, and now a vertical form of income statement of income. You can see first we'll see income. Income means sales. We all know the sales is an income. We deduct some sales returns from that sales. We get net sales less cost of goods sold, and from that again we have to less some items of debit side of profit and loss or trading account, such as opening stock, then purchases and wages, carriage inward, direct expenses, and less closing stock. We have to deduct closing stock from that. We get net cost of goods sold. Okay, and from that, gross profit will arises from net sale minus net cost of goods sold. Okay, we'll get gross profit here as we get it in profit and loss account. Then less operating expenses from gross profit. Operating expenses such as administrative expenses, finance expenses, selling expenses, and a total of operating expenses. Then gross profit minus operating expenses will get amount there in outer column. We again will add non-operating income in that, and less non-operating expenses. After all this, we will get net profit before tax. That means profit on which we have to charge a net income tax. Okay, that is PBT. We call it as profit before tax. Then less income tax will be charged over net profit of whatever we get it from profit and loss account. Then less tax charged on net profit before tax, and after that we'll get net profit after tax. We call it as PAT, that means profit after tax. It is a format of vertical statement of income, that means vertical profit and loss account. Okay, so let us see one example how trading and profit and loss is converted in a vertical income statement. So let us see one example here. Trading and profit and loss account is given here for the year ended 31st March 2019. Left hand side and right hand side, you can see here opening stock is given, purchases, wages. On credit side, that means right hand side, sales are given, closing stock is given, and we get gross profit of rupees 2 lakhs from that. Okay, then profit and loss account is given, debit side, to office expenses, then selling expenses, and finance expenses. We took or brought down gross profit from trading account, and from that we get a net profit of rupees 30,000. You can see it on your screen. Okay, so this profit trading account and profit and loss account, we have to arrange it in a vertical format. We can call it as statement of income or income statement. So let us start, friends. Vertical income statement as on 31st March 2019. We just prepare some columns here: serial number, particulars, inner amount, and outer amount. Okay, at first sales, because at first we'll take income side. Okay, so sales in outer column 11 lakhs. Number 2, less cost of goods sold, that means debit side of a trading account. It is opening stock 3,50,000, and purchases 7 lakh, wages 50,000, and total of cost of goods, that is 9 lakh. Okay, now again closing stock will be deducted from it, that is 2 lakhs, and we got 9 lakh rupees from this income column, income side. Okay, and we get 11 lakh minus 9 lakh, it is rupees 2 lakh as a gross profit. You can see here. मित्रांनो, इथं आपल्याला एक वर्टिकल इन्कम स्टेटमेंट ॲज ऑन 31 मार्च 2019 तयार करायचं. त्याच्यामध्ये आपण प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट या आधीच पाहिलंय, ट्रेडिंग अकाउंट अँड प्रॉफिट अँड लॉस अकाउंट. ठीक आहे, आपल्या ॲज युजल फॉर्मॅटमध्ये आहे ते, आणि त्याचंच आपल्याला एक वर्टिकल फॉर्मॅट इथं करायचं आहे. मग आपण इथं पाहतोय की सेल्स आपण मांडलेत, त्याच्यानंतर त्याच्यातून कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड ही लेस केलेली आहे. त्याच्यामध्ये कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड मध्ये ओपनिंग स्टॉक असेल, परचेसेस असतील, वेजेस असतील आणि क्लोजिंग स्टॉक त्याच्यामधनं आपण लेस केलेला. आपल्याला जो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मिळतोय तो आहे 2,00,000 रुपये. ओके, देन operating expenses will be deducted from that. As we have seen, this income side of vertical income statement. Okay, now we have to see the debit side of profit and loss account, or expenditure given in profit and loss account to less operating expenses. Okay, administrative expenses, it is given rupees 1 lakh. Then selling expenses, or we can say selling overheads, rupees 50,000. Then finance expenses, expenses regarding finance, it may be expenses for loan borrowing, or maybe bank expenses related with commission, or any other finance related expense, which we call it as operating expense or day to day expenditure of any business organization. Okay, that is finance, that is 20,000. And we got total operating expenses here, that is rupees 1,70,000. So we can see here vertical income statement, sales, then cost of goods sold, and we got rupees 9 lakh from income side, and from that rupees sales, that is 11 lakh is deducted, 11 lakh, and cost of goods sold, that is deducted from 9 lakh, that is 2 lakhs. We got rupees 2 lakhs as a gross profit here. If you can say gross profit rupees 2 lakh. Okay, so let us see operating expenses, administrative expenses, selling expenses, finance. It will be deducted from gross profit. As usual, we deduct our indirect expenses from gross profit. We just take gross profit or brought down it to credit side of profit and loss account, and afterwards on debit side we took all the debit into expenditure, direct expenditure, and that, or we can say day to day or operating expenses. And here from gross profit operating expenses will be deducted. We got here total operating expenses rupees 1,70,000, and from rupees 2 lakhs, that is rupees 2 lakhs, we get we deduct total operating expenses rupees 1,70,000, and we get net profit of rupees 30,000 here. ठीक आहे मित्रांनो, इथं आपण वर्टिकल स्टेटमेंट पाहतोय बघा. याच्यातून आपण सेल्स, आणि सेल्स मध्ये आपण मात्र इथं जे काही क्लोजिंग स्टॉक आहे, आपल्याला जे कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स सोल्ड आहे त्याच्यामध्ये 11 लाख रुपये दिसत आहेत, आणि 11 लाख सेल्स दिसतोय. मात्र क्लोजिंग स्टॉक जो आहे आपला 2 लाख, तो त्याच्यामध्ये ऍड होणार आहे, आणि म्हणून आपला जो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट आहे तो 2 लाख दिसतोय. क्लोजिंग stock is actually added in sales, and that is why we get a gross profit of rupees 2 lakh, and from that gross profit we deduct operating expenses of rupees 1,70,000, and we get 30,000 gross profit. मित्रांनो, इथं बघा आपण सेल्स 11 लाख, कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड सोल्ड 11 लाख, आणि त्याच्यामध्ये क्लोजिंग स्टॉक आपण दाखवला 2 लाख. म्हणजे ऍक्च्युअली आपला जो कॉस्ट ऑफ गुड्स आहे तो 9 लाख रुपये येतोय, कारण क्लोजिंग स्टॉक आपल्याला आहे. त्यामुळे आपल्याला जो ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट मिळतोय आपण, कारण क्लोजिंग स्टॉक आपण क्रेडिट साईडला दाखवतोय ना, सेल्सच्या खाली बाय क्लोजिंग स्टॉक, त्यामुळे ते आपलं इन्कम साईडला धरलं जातं, आणि म्हणून आपल्याला इथं ग्रॉस प्रॉफिट आला 2 लाख रुपये. त्याच्यामधनं आपण ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेन्सेस जे काही आहेत, ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह एक्सपेन्सेस असेल, सेलिंग एक्सपेन्सेस असेल, फायनान्शियल एक्सपेन्सेस असतील, टोटल ऑपरेटिंग एक्सपेन्सेस आहेत 1,70,000, आणि इथं नेट प्रॉफिट आपला जो आलेला आहे हा 30,000 रुपये हा आपल्याला इथं दिसतोय. ओके, सो फ्रेंड्स, वी हॅव स्टडीड टुडे अबाउट conversion of trading and profit and loss account into vertical income statement, that is vertical form of statement of income, and we solved one example here. Before that, we have also solved here example related with balance sheet in the last lecture, that is vertical format of balance sheet, that is sources of funds and applications of funds. In our coming lectures,